every Monday night.
We'd like to say that in our opinion it is not suitable for children.
Every Monday night?
Or for those of you who may have a nervous disposition.
Every Monday night.
And every Monday night.
Then we have a super sound DJ.
Sean Cook.
Good people, it is my pleasure to present to you
Sean Cook.
the one and only
Sean Cook.
Hello, hello, and welcome to the show. Hello, 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 welcome to the show.
So let's have fun, 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 fun.
Now, for those of you watching in black and white, this one is in Technicolor.
Stand by for action.
Oh, Sean Cook.
And a very good evening. Welcome to Monday. And you know, it's almost the end of April. I mean, what's that all about already? It's April the 29th, Monday, April the 29th. How was your Monday? Really? It was that good, was it? I'll tell you what, this is the second time I've been on the radio today. My goodness me. Started off our new shows this morning from 9 o'clock. What do you mean you forgot? Well, how very dare you? Anyway, on with the show this evening. You're welcome to join us on the Facebook. That's Target Radio Live page for presenters and listeners. That's you. And I'm the presenter. We've got Target Radio as well on the Facebook. Just the page for Target Radio. We're on the Twitter machine. And that, my friends, is at Target Radio 247. We're on pretty much any social media outlet that you can possibly muster up. Apart from... Now, what's that one called? Snapchat. No idea. Anyway, on with the show then. On tonight's show... We've got Chordie. Yes, Chordie. He digs deep and keeps it real. Mr. Simon James. He'll be with us later on in the show. So we're going to be asking him all things music. Because he does an awful lot of music. So we're going to have a pleasant chat with him. And of course, if you have a question for Simon, you can get hold of us at Target Radio online at gmail.com. Anyway, an amusing story for, well, me, I suppose, really. Okay, Cookie here, alongside with Little Cookie. Hello, Little Cookie.
Hello.
And for those that don't know who Little Cookie is, it's my daughter, Ruby. Hello, Ruby, how are you?
Good.
You always say good, don't you? Because you are always good, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. What have you been up to today, then?
Making slime.
Lovely. Do you know, I actually hate slime. Anyway, you're not here to talk about slime, are you? You're going to do your homework in a minute, but you are going to do the birthdays with us, aren't you?
Yes, I
Yes. Right, so have you got your birthday voice on?
Yes, I have.
Great. And you're going to sing... No, you're not going to sing, are you?
No.
No, not tonight. Okay, so if I point, you're going to mention all of our lovely celebrities out there that are having a birthday today. Are you ready, Ruby?
Yes.
Okay, here we go then. This one first.
Uma Thurman.
And she is a...
Movie actress.
She certainly is. And while we're there, we've got...
Jerry Seinfeld.
Or Seinfeld, I think it's pronounced. And he is...
A comedian.
Okay, we've got...
Willie Nelson.
And he is...
A country singer.
And you know, I think Willie Nelson's 86. I'm not sure, but I think he is, you know. So happy birthday to you, Willie. Okay, now someone else.
Michelle
Pfeiffer. That's it. And she is...
A movie actress.
And most famous for me when she played Catwoman in one of the Batman movies. Do you remember that, boys and girls? Yes, I think you do. What you like. Okay, just one or two more then from the, well, should we say the most famous sort of people out there. So we've got...
Kian Egan.
And he's part of, he's a pop singer from Westlife, I believe. Is that right, Ruby?
I think so.
Yes. And we've got...
Daniel Day-Lewis.
And Daniel Day is...
A movie actor.
Daniel Day-Lewis, I should say, is an actor. Right, that's it, I think, then. We're going to get rid of all of our celebrities. They're gone. Bye-bye. And we're going to look now for you. That's you out there in Facebook land. The real people, I like to call it. So let's start off on the top then. We've got...
Gary Davis.
And Gary is...
39.
And Gary's actually doing a birthday fundraiser for the Royal British Legion. Good friend of mine.
Colin Gray.
I know how old Colin is, but he's not putting it on there, so we're going to keep it a secret. Happy birthday to you, Colin. And we've got...
John Dunn.
And how old's John?
61.
61 years young. Next up we've got...
Mark Eddie Wood.
And how old is Mark today?
54.
Happy birthday, Mark. Someone don't want to tell us how old they are, but it is...
Stuart Hayes.
Happy birthday to you, Stuart. And also we've got...
Glenn Thomas Moran.
And how old is Glenn?
56.
And also we've got...
David Sewell.
And David's...
52.
He is 52. And finally today then we've got...
Sheila Van Loo.
How old Sheila?
56.
56 years young. Happy birthday to everyone. And if you had your birthday yesterday, because we wasn't on air yesterday, we're going to say quickly then, we're just going to rattle from...
Paul Potter. Deborah Simpson. Paul Lewis. Paul Jean Baptiste. MRK Rocksteady. Mark Hunter. Tigerific Richardson.
Not an easy one, is it? Okay, and finally, last couple then.
Dave Richardson.
I think that's probably Dave, actually. He wants to be Tigerific as well. And finally...
Sarah Elizabeth Davies.
All having their birthdays yesterday. Fantastic. Right, thank you very much indeed to Ruby there. That's Little Cook and... Little Cookie, I should say. And, that's what you want to be known as now on the radio, isn't it?
Yep.
Yep, okay. Should we play some Jam?
Yes, we should.
Yeah, I think we should. Let's play this one then.
Oh.
Hello, would that be Chordie or Mr. James or Simon? What do we call you? Hello.
Chordie. How are you doing, all right?
I'm doing well. Now, apparently, Chordie, you're sitting in a van, no children, and no distractions either, which is better than me at the moment because I've got my, I've got Little Cookie with me. Say hello, Little Cookie.
Hello. How are you?
Are you all right?
Good.
There we go. So she might even ask you a question a little bit later as well there, if that's okay, Chordie?
No problem. Yeah, certainly.
Perfect. I've just turned your microphone off now. There we go. She was trying to say something then. Right, so on our lovely hotline right now, we've got Simon James or Chordie, whatever one you prefer, whatever's easier for you guys out there in listening land. And now Simon is, a guitarist, a all-round musician, really. He plays, he basically is a backing singer. You pretty much do the lot, don't you, Simon?
Yeah, I have a go.
So modest with it as well. Now, apparently you do a lot of things for charity as well. So tell us a little bit about that first, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I'm involved with the Specialised project, which is Rodney Byers and Wolfman, some people from Madness, Nick Welsh. And basically, it started off in 2012 with a young girl who had cancer and sadly passed away, and it's just escalated into star events, and it's got massive, and there's people. I'm their biggest. I've been told I'm their biggest solo fundraiser, and then they have a big do every year in Sandford in Dorset, and now they got fundraising in Australia, so it's going really big, and they're starting to. We were just supporting Teenage Cancer Trust, but now we're supporting Tonic as well, which is a mental health charity for children.
Wow.
There's a lot of big people involved, people from Madness and Bad Manners, and it's a real good charity.
Brilliant.
A lot of good work.
Now, that is good, and obviously we're going to applaud you right now. Come on, Ruby, there we go. There, because there's only two of us here. If we had a fanfare, we'd play that as well, but unfortunately I can't find it at the moment. But no, anyone that does anything for charity, does get a small round of applause from us here at Target Radio, but a huge round of applause for all our lovely listeners out there in Target Radio listening land as well. Now, you are an unsigned artist, aren't you?
Yes.
Indeed.
It's just a bit of fun. I do a lot of covers, and some people then say, "Can you write a few songs?" And it's nothing professional. It's just a bit of a laugh. But I do a lot of the Jam and Paul Weller and the Who and
fantastic
Stereophonics. So it's just, and I do a bit of DJing. But it's basically, we go out and I open up for bands like Too Rude and Too Toned and The Riff and a lot of the sort of local sort of mainly ska bands.
Yeah. And whereabouts are you based then, Simon, if you may ask?
Cardiff.
Are you over there,
yeah? Yeah.
Okay, so on the Welsh side of the UK. There we go. Can't put it much more politely than that.
Yeah.
And
I was up in London last week, up in the Fiddler's Elbow last week.
I've been there myself.
Not playing, just watching you obviously played the Riff on the show, have you?
I've been over there. Yes, I have played the Riff as well. Yes, fantastic band, brilliant they are as
superb,
well. Absolutely. And I wanted to get down to see the Spitfires this weekend, just gone, but they sold out, and I was at a loose end, and in the end I sat at home and watched it's rock and roll anyway. It's Britain's Got Talent. Anyway,
oh no.
Yes.
Never watched it. Never ever watched it.
I like watching all the comedy acts. Yeah, the ones that actually take themselves too seriously, and I just think they're very comedic. Right. So you like your live music, so you go and see your bands and stuff. But just before that, I'm going to touch on some of the covers that you do as well. So, favourite Jam cover? Come on.
Butterfly Collector.
Ah, right. Never saw that one coming, because that is a fantastic single. I love that by the Jam, and obviously I love people that cover it as well. I think the Butterfly Collective do that one, so obviously you do that as well. Brilliant stuff. Favourite Who one then?
Behind Blue Eyes.
Ah, great, brilliant. All about Pete Townsend. Brilliant stuff. I love that one. Love that.
I think it's about a serial killer, actually, isn't it?
Probably that as well. But because obviously he's got blue eyes and everything. I just naturally assume it is about him as well. So yeah, probably right actually. Yeah, probably both.
All the Who songs have got some sort of mundane storyline behind them.
Yes, indeed. Oh, hang on a minute. Ruby wants to ask a question now as well.
How many songs have you wrote?
6.
Wow. And can you name them all? 6. Come on, name them all then.
Carnaby Street, Sea of Blood.
Yep. Which I played once, didn't I? A couple of months ago, and then someone told me after I played it there was a rude, naughty word in there.
Yeah.
Yes.
My mind's gone blank. What else have I written this?
Scooter Boy? Was that one of yours?
Scooter Boy, yeah. Scooter Boy, yeah.
I just don't know.
Yeah. I just don't know, yeah.
There we
That's
are.
probably my favourite, but I really want to... They're all home recordings, so I've never really got the grips with doing vocals. But I want to take the sort of all the tracks I've written, and I want to take them into a studio and do them all properly, because I sort of I'm only just a home recording artist. It's hard work.
It is hard work, and I think a lot of people out there realise that when they actually go and see people like yourself that go out there and, you like you say, you open up for other bands and stuff like that, but in your own right, you're out there yourself gigging. I think people need to see people like yourself when you're out there in pubs, clubs, these back-end boozers, as we call them down here in the smoke.
Yeah.
They want to see people like you. Basically showing your wares, showing what you actually do. Now, there's absolutely no reason why that people can't go out to small little pubs and clubs and stuff like that and go support their local, and maybe not so local sometimes, unsigned bands and artists, because without members of the public, one, the pubs are going to close down because they're not getting any trade, and two, people like yourself, that are out there making music, covering bands, covering artists and things like that, you're not going to have any audience left soon. So, come on, guys, everyone, You need to get out there and enjoy yourself.
Gigs are the same.
Absolutely, yeah. So you need to get, you need to be out there to get the recognition, but people need to go out there and see you do what you do, because I know how much rehearsal time it takes just to put one song together. Now, it doesn't matter if you're a band or a solo artist. Yeah, a few good hours, I would say, and you keep doing it as well, because it's never going to be perfect,
Yeah,
so,
if you're gigging, if you know you go a gig on, or you're doing a party, or a teenage cancer fundraiser, even just 12 songs, you got to practice those 12 songs for two weeks religiously just to be able to get up there and not without any words or any sort of interruptions. You got to practice and practice.
Of course
you lose it.
Well, of course you do. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So let's go to this, because I've got, obviously, I've got 5 songs here anyway of yours, which is the little album, I say album, more of an EP, which is called Dig Deep and Keep It Real. And obviously, I'm just going to go through a couple of the tracks here. Song 1 then, it's something about Carnaby Street. Now, Carnaby Street itself, obviously, is very iconic. It goes with, obviously, the swinging 60s fashion. Well, it was back in the day. It was the, must-go place to get all your fashion and everything. Now, for me, I've been down there a few times in the last few months. It's just totally now wrong for me. It's still got a little pull, but... Oh, come on, for goodness sake, the first shop you see is Boots. We don't want Boots in there.
Lamper at the shop, and I think there's 2 other shops, that's about it now.
That's it now, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I used to go down in the early part of the 80s along with all my friends, and, it was hustle, it was bustle, it was absolutely brilliant down there. But, it's not what it used to be. I think the Jam covered a song down there as well.
I must admit, I enjoyed the Queen exhibition. There was a Queen shop, and there was a band called Belarus through there, and they were absolutely superb. Really, really good day out.
Fantastic. So, something about Carnaby Street then, absolutely brilliant. Love it. It's obviously something that was close to your heart then?
Yeah, they all are. They just sit down with a pen and paper, and never thought I'd write a song. Never thought I'd play guitar, and just an old man having a go, but I enjoy it.
And why not, indeed? And next song on this album then, which is called I Just Don't Know. Well, obviously it's a song about Steve Marriott and the 60s beat lead guitar. I can't even read this. Where's me glasses? Hang on, I'm getting me glasses on. I'm getting old as well. And obviously lead guitar, which was Nico Barros, produced by David Pinching Music. So I Just Don't Know. So what's that about then?
Well, I wrote that. I crowdfunded the All or Nothing show, and I sort of missed the Small Faces when I was growing up in the 80s.
Yeah.
And I crowdfunded the show, and about a year later I went to see the show below the Waterloo Station. I can't remember the name of the theatre.
Yeah.
It was absolutely superb, and I knew all the songs, but I didn't really know the bands. And I thought, oh, they done done Shalali, and it was absolutely superb. And,
yes.
and I was sitting there penning the song while I was, in the break, and then when I came out and I got back to the hotel room, and I just fell in love with Steve Marriott's voice, and I've just been mad about the Small Faces ever since. So.
I think you're definitely in a very much of a larger group of people that are exactly the same as well, because. Yeah, I mean, obviously we use Paul Weller as the mod father, but the original mod father everyone goes to is Mr. Steve Marriott,
Yeah.
So, I'm totally in that sort of, way of thinking as well, like yourself, because even Paul Weller will turn around and say, the best mod band ever was, for looks, sound, and everything in between were the Small Faces. Yeah,
I was out with a chap Saturday night having a pizza.
Well, a rock and roll lifestyle that you lead, eh?
Yeah, and he went on tour with Steve Marriott just before he died in 1991, and the band was called Papa's New Faith.
Oh yeah.
And he said he couldn't believe how Steve Marriott, when he was on stage, he said he didn't need monitors. He had such a large voice from such a small frame, and the guy didn't need monitors. He said he had like a voice like a god, and he was just up on the stage, and it just boomed out of him. It was just
absolutely
amazing.
Yeah, and I've heard that story so many times before from other artists and other fans, etc. That he was just raw all the way through, and like you said, he didn't need all the electronic equipment that a lot of musicians really rely on so much these days. He was just, like you say, almost like a god, if you like, an Adonis of,
but
popular
then
music.
he couldn't write songs like Paul Weller. He didn't have
That's true.
He couldn't write the amount of songs Paul wrote before he was 26.
No, that's true. Yeah. No, everyone's got their sort of strengths, and some people have got weaknesses as well. So there we are. Okay, and we'll just go with Scooter Boy then. And this is a song about your scooter days back in 1983. So tell us a little bit about that.
All about me. All about my scooter. My
why
scooter
not?
club and
what scooter did you have?
I had loads. GP 150.
Yep.
GS 150.
Yep.
PK 125.
Yep.
The 90 CC. I come on as a 90 a Vespa 90. With a big hole in the gearbox. I can remember that.
Oh yes, indeed. And obviously, the most important question: was it Lambretta for you, or was it Vespa?
Lambretta.
Yeah, it has to be, really, doesn't it?
All the way.
I think Vespa is a little, I dare I say this, a tad more reliable than the Lambretta, but Lambretta was, the icon of, the mod world, really.
I was 18 years old, and I quickly worked out how to put head gaskets onto a Lambretta.
Which you need to, yes. Any sort of journey over 20 miles, you need to have a spare couple of gasket sets. So that's what I've heard as well. Me, I wouldn't have a clue. I would just about know how to do the mixture, and that's about it.
Oh no, I enjoyed my scooter days.
I bet you did. You got one now, or are you thinking of getting one?
No, I'm always looking, but it's just the time. I think it's something I'll get back into when I'm hoping to sort of start semi-retiring in a few years, and I'm hoping to sort of get into the music a lot more, get into the DJing and the karaoke and things, and then give myself time. I think I'll probably get a Scumaddy. I think I really like the Scumaddys.
Of course, they're not bad actually, and there's a lot of people out there now that are sort of like saying, they are the next sort of, should we say the development or the incarnation of the next line in scooters, because they do look good, they sound good, but the most important part is I think they're a bit more blooming reliable than the other two put together.
Yeah.
Well, I think they still have their problems though, but never mind.
Have you got one?
I used to have one. I used to have a scooter. I've had a couple actually in the past, but no, unfortunately, I got rid of mine last year. I'm going to bring Ruby in on this one now because she's had a little ride on it, haven't you?
Yeah.
And it was a Vespa GTS look-alike, but it was a Chinese version, but it was so good. People used to turn their heads and think, wow, that actually looks like the real thing, the GTS, and I went, oh, great. Oh, look, here we go. Look, we've got someone phoning me now. And how dare they? How dare they? So we're not going to do that. We'll get rid of them. Right, so, are you doing anything for the Quadrophenia this year? I mean, obviously, it's 40 years. I take it you've seen the film?
About 400 times.
Wow, you keep an account of him?
I got the dialogue. I got 235 pages of the dialogue on scripts if you ever want it. I picked bits and pieces for songs out of it. So.
Indeed. Now, I'll be honest with you. I'm one of these that looked for all the mistakes in there, and there are quite a few. I mean, obviously, I won't go into them all now, but there were a few. Cameraman's foot down the alley, and stuff like that, and totally different front end of a scooter. When he was going off the Beachy Head part. There was a few there, but what's your favourite scene in Quadrophenia?
Probably something with Ray Winston in, because I was his chauffeur for the day back in 2005.
Well, nothing like a name drop and a clang. Clang!
Yeah. So he comes to Cardiff to watch, when Wembley was being rebuilt, he came to watch West Ham play.
Yes.
In the playoffs, and I picked him up from a friend of mine. Said, "Oh, can you go and pick something up from the airport?" He had a chauffeur business, and it was Ray Winston. He was a lovely bloke. Yeah,
indeed. He does come across a little brash, but he's very much down to earth and a lovely fella. Yeah, I've heard these stories many a time about Ray Winston, and he's put on a bit of weight since the Quadrophenia days, though, I believe.
Yeah, big guy. I think probably my best. My favourite track is probably 515, because I just love that song so much. I could sit down and listen to that song all day long. So that's probably out of my brain on the train. That's probably my favourite song.
Absolutely,
my favourite scene. Yeah,
absolutely.
It's such a good film. It
is.
It's everything.
I think the first time around when you watch it and people go, really, is that what it's about? But once you revisit it and start really sort of watching it and analysing it and really taking it in, like a lot of things, it takes a couple of views. And for me, I think it took about 3-4 times round, and I thought, right, that's it, I'm hooked. Best film ever, as far as I'm concerned, for what it is and what it's about. Love the film, but not about me anyway. So, are you doing anything for Quadrophenia this year?
No, I've never been down there actually. I've never been to Brighton. I might. I always saying I'm gonna come every year, but
well, you've got a great excuse this year because it is the 40th anniversary. I know there's a few people doing lots of different things down there, but just to go down there and be a fan and soak up the atmosphere, have a beer, have a cup of tea, have a coffee, whatever the case may be, whatever tickles your fancy, have some fish and chips and be down there along with everybody else would be absolutely fantastic. We're going to do it. We're going to go down there. Now, I'm not sure if Target Radio are going to be doing anything in particular, but as me personally, we're going to go down there and just soak up the atmosphere for the day on the Bank Holiday Sunday, which I'm looking forward to immensely. I know there's going to be a massive, massive scooter ride out as well. So, boys and girls, if you like your scooters, get yourself down there. So, right. So, what's your plans for the next, say, I don't know, 4 or 5 months?
I've got loads of acoustic gigs coming up, and I got a lot of.
Okay.
I've been doing a lot of the charity stuff for the Teenage Cancer Trust and for a company called KW Promotions.
Okay, yeah.
And there's a sort of a lot of sort of mostly ska bands. I don't know. I always end up going out with ska bands.
They love you. That's why.
Yeah, but the good thing about the charity scene is there's so many people my age like the Jam are all sort of hitting 50 and hitting wedding anniversaries, and they give me loads of private bookings. So then when they find out I do a bit of DJing like you as well, I'll go out and I'll do a 45-minute set, and then I'll make a bit. You can't do everything for charity because you don't pay for your gear. So those sort of the private gigs I charge people for, and I'll do a little bit of DJing afterwards, and I'll have good fun as well, a bit of food. I don't drink at anybody else's do. That's a no-no. But I always make sure I have a good, a good night out and get paid for it. So, but there's loads of that sort of work coming up this year.
Excellent, lovely. And what I always say is, you can do a lot of charity stuff, but a man still has to eat.
That's right. Yeah.
You still got to go out there and earn a crust yourself. You know what I mean? So now you're a family man. You've got children, haven't you?
Yeah, one daughter, 16 next week.
Wow! Happy birthday for next week.
Yeah.
and if she's not with you.
I'm playing with Roddy Byers. He's coming to Pontypridd in August. I think it's August the 17th.
Okay.
And I'm playing They asked me to play on the stage, but I thought I'm not going to play with 13-piece ska bands with just an acoustic guitar. So I'm doing the pre-show party, and then I'm invited to the after-show party afterwards. And,
fantastic!
I go down to Sanford for the specialised event this year, and as well in September.
Yeah.
So,
oh, that is brilliant news. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah. So keep yourself busy, and that is the most important factor. Now, if people want to come and see you play anywhere live, where's the best places to come and see you?
The Butterfly Collector Bar in Barry, I play quite regular.
Okay.
It's a microbrewery set up by a massive Jam fan. I played there last Sunday before, because From the Jam played across the road in a place called The Memo. So he booked me to play before the gig, and then there was a bit of an argument then because the woman 4 doors up in another pub said she booked me, so I had to do the one gig in the one pub, have a quick squash, and then run up to the other pub and do a gig in another pub. Then so I done
wow.
I done 3 gigs in 18 hours. That's that weekend.
Well, it's nice to be popular. That's one factor of the whole thing. It's nice to be popular and to earn a living as well from doing it. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah. Have you seen From the Jam play?
Yeah, loads of times. Because the riff play with them quite regular. So because I follow the riff, and I've opened up for the riff quite a few times. Yes. I went to Camden and last week. They usually give me sort of backstage passes to watch the warm up gig. So I met them a few times. Yeah,
they are.
I love From the Jam.
Brilliant, yeah, they're a brilliant band, and a lot of people are sort of like, well, they're just a covers band. Well, they're just a little bit more than that, I think, because obviously one member of the band is obviously an original, Bruce Fox and everything, and I just personally think they are a blooming good band, and I've got a couple of, I've got their albums as well of non-Jam hits, should I say, as well, so they're both very, very good. Hang on, Ruby wants to say something again.
Hello.
What song took you the longest time to work on?
Oh, good question.
Of my songs?
Yeah.
I just don't know because there was so many layers, and I wrote it on acoustic guitar. And probably took me about a year to work on that, and then I put them back down, and I'm never really that happy with them. And then I pick them back up a few months later, and then I analyse them again. Then because you can sort of get fed up listening to your own songs too much. But that's the one that took me about a year. There's a lot of different instruments and guitars on that.
Thanks.
Oh, there we go.
Thank you for asking.
That's a good question, actually. Better than any of mine. Goodness me, I think I'll get her to sit in the hot seat and do these from now onwards.
What's your favourite band, Ruby?
Yeah, what's your favourite band, Ruby?
I like 21 Pilots.
21 Pilots.
21 Pilots, I'll ask my daughter that. My daughter likes the Wombats, loves the Wombats.
The Wombats, you heard of them?
Yeah.
I think so.
You think so? I think I gave up listening to new modern music a few years ago now, Simon, but we'll have to look into that, indeed. But 21 Pilots is Ruby's favourite one anyway. Right, okie dokie. So get to see you quite often. You're out there, and you're on Facebook quite a bit as well. Now, how does one get hold of you if they want to book you or indeed come and visit you? How would we get hold of you on social media?
Just on the Chordie page. There's a Chordie fundraiser page.
Okay.
Also on Specialised Against Cancer, or Specialised Project we call it now, because we're supporting other projects and charities as well.
Absolutely,
and just under Simon James, there's I do a lot of other work as well. I get involved in Breast Cancer Wales and a lot of other gigs as well, but where I can, and then. But then there's always a spin-off. If you're in a pub somewhere, you quite often get asked to come back by the pub, or
absolutely,
somebody there asks to do a do. So it's all good. It's all good promotion. It's PR. It's all about the charities, but it's 90% about the charities, but it's 10% PR as well.
Absolutely, yeah. I always find if someone comes up to me, when I'm doing a gig or a DJ slot or something like that, and they come up and say, "What are you doing next month?" And it's nice. Sometimes you have to let them down because obviously you're pre-booked or something, but it's always very nice for them to come up to you and say, "Oh, what are you doing next time? I'd love you to come back," and that just gives you that real motivation to move forward and to push forward as well. So that is brilliant. I've got a question, actually, and it's I asked this of all musicians. Now, I've noted a couple of times that you've got pen and paper when you're writing your songs. Now, when you're writing songs, is it the tune first or is it the lyrics first? Which way do you work?
Lyrics.
So you're the lyrics, then you put a tune to it.
Yeah, and you're always in the back of your mind thinking, I can't pick a song that's going to rhyme, but then you look at jam songs, everything rhymes.
Yeah, so it does, yeah.
So I got to keep on reminding myself.
Yeah.
Paul Weller would have written that.
Yeah.
Secret Affair Ian Page would have written that.
Yeah.
People would have written the same thing, and then you take the song, because my latest song now was written by the CJs, but I think they were the Regents before that, and they wrote this song about 15 years ago.
Yes.
And he said that they could never ever put any music. They like the song, they could never ever put any music to it. So they set me a challenge of 2 songs, and I'm going to start writing another song, but the next one's going to be more acoustic around another set of words they've given me.
Indeed. Right, just give you a history lesson, or, anyway. So they were called the Prince Regents, and now they're called the Regents. And, I saw the post the other day, Simon, and you put, from East London, and they straight away they jumped on, they were actually from Essex. I don't know which one was better, really, to be honest with you. Whether, I made the same mistake, don't worry, but they're right on the cusp of Essex and East London. So, but fair play. CJ's young man, 18, 19, plays on the harmonica. Great voice, actually. A lot of people say his voice is absolutely raw and ready. Going back to Steve Marriott, really. He really has got...
Did they do Park Life with Phil Daniels?
Yes, they did. Yeah, that's when they were the Prince Regents a couple of years ago in Brighton, that was, Yeah,
it was good, really
it was very, very good. And, I quite enjoyed that event. I saw that actually on Facebook, and that's the Prince Regents back in the day, but now they dropped the Prince bit. And they now are known as the Regents. So, good band. They are a good band. Interviewed them a couple of weeks ago, actually, when they were down our way here in, sunny Surrey, which is, a thing of the past now. We've got snow coming, apparently. I don't know whereabouts, but my goodness me. Halfway through the year, and we've got blooming snow on its way.
I got, my brother-in-law lives in Purley, so I'll pop in with my acoustic one day next time I'm up there.
Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, not too far away from us, Purley. That's up on the, South London. Got to put the South bit in there, just to keep Grant Judges from the AIM happy, because he's from there as well. Okay, right, ready then. For now, I'd like to say thanks ever so much indeed, Simon, for jumping
You're
on.
welcome. Great to speak to you.
Yeah, and sitting in your van as well. I mean, that is dedication, ladies and gentlemen. I think that deserves a little round of applause. Ruby, come on. Woo! There we go. And
nice
of
to
course,
speak to you, Ruby.
There we go. Put your mic back on, Ruby.
Thanks.
She's trying to carve a career out in radio. Well, she'll do a lot better than I will. There we are. But for now, Simon, James, or Chordie, because I'm going to call you Chordie now, even though I called you Chordie on one occasion, and I got that totally wrong as well. But it proves that we're live here on Target Radio, and when we do these things, it's always live. But just to let you know, this will be it's being recorded as we speak, obviously, and I will get this out and ready to be replayed on Thursday morning from 9 for those early birds that like an early show. And the voice part of this, i.e. the podcast, will be ready and available in the next week or so. So if you download it onto iTunes, subscribe, you'll get all of our lovely podcasts, including the great Chordie, here on Target Radio. For now, Simon James, thank you very much indeed, sir. And I'm going to play one of your tracks from your EP here, apart from track number 5.
Yep.
Okay, so you got to pick 1, 2, 3, or 4, sir.
I'll take Behind Blue Eyes.
Behind Blue Eyes, which is track number 4, I believe. There it is. That's your bonus material number 4, a cover of Behind Blue Eyes. And obviously the copyright of this song belongs to The Who. But for now, I'd like you, please, sir, if you wouldn't mind, introducing your own song or your own cover of this song for our lovely listeners out there.
This is Behind Blue Eyes by Chordie. Thank you very much for listening.
No problems. Thanks very much indeed. Give him a nice big round of applause, everybody. There we are. Thank you very much. And there he is, and he's gone. It was given to me by our special guest this evening, which was Chordie, or Simon James, and he says to me that this is a song that really got him involved with music. So thanks ever so much indeed for Simon James for letting me have this, and thank you very much indeed for him for hopping on this evening as well here on Target Radio. And thank you very much to all my lovely listeners out there.